do something a little bit different today. This is the crafting with CDs that I do this quite a lot, but I don't think I've really featured it. I've got this CD here by Joanna Sheen called Enchanted Dreams and the artwork is by Josephine Moore. So I thought I'd take you through what I do on the computer as well first. Okay, so let me just take this box away. And here you can see you put the CD in and a little sort of Windows box comes up and says, do you want to open the CD? You say yes, and this is what you come up with first of all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, because I need to find my topper and paper, so I don't want any of the others, so I'm just going to go into this, and my particular topper and paper is under the fairies section, and it is this one just here. So I'm going to click on that and up she pops. So then I'm going to show you this here. So I'm going to click on the toppers here first of all. So you've got your toppers and then you've got your backing paper there. So I'm clicking on that and that's just coming up. So, but as you saw, this particular page has 3 toppers on it. Now I only wanted one, and I wanted this one, and I wanted it bigger than it was because I want it to virtually take up the whole of the A4 sheet. So this is what we do. Okay, so in order to just get this one image and increase the size, what you need to do is use the little snapshot. Just at the top here, if I just wiggle my arrow cursor there, you can see just there is a little camera. If it's not there, go into your where is it? View, and under toolbars, and then you'll probably find it under more tools, and you can add it to your toolbar up there. So then you just click on that, and what it does is bring up this little cross hair thing. So then you just making sure that you completely enclose it, but not so far around it that you're taking in loads of white. You then just drag over with the blue, as I say, making sure you completely cover it, but not too much, and then you do that. And this you let go of the mouse. So you hold the mouse down, drag over it, let go when you finish, and then you get that the area has been copied. So you click OK. Print. Now each printer will have a slightly different setup, but essentially you will have something where it says page scaling, or something like that, and you're looking for where it says fit to printable area, shrink to fit printable area. So what you want to do is hit fit to printable area, and you want to make sure the auto rotate and center button is on, because or at least whatever you need to do in order to make it be a landscape picture. And that's what you do there. Now I want to print mine off onto glossy paper, and I also want to make sure that it is borderless if you have that facility. Some do, some make sure that the glossy is done, because I am going to be printing on glossy, and then I click OK and print that out. Now I've already printed that, so I don't need to do that again, so I'll just do cancel. So that's how we do that. So I then printed that out 7 times on my glossy photo paper. The next thing I did was just simply print out the background paper. Printed that out 6 times because I'd already made one, of course. I then wanted to use this piece of paper, very slightly smaller than my A4, with my sentiment on it to go on the inside. So now you go into my computer section where you can get into the actual disc, and you click on that to bring up the files, which will come up over here hopefully. And what we've got is a list of all those files. Now I happen to know that this is fairy number 3, so we're going to click on fairy number 3. These Adobe files, sometimes it could be JPEGs or bitmaps or whatever, but in this particular case it's Adobe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my mouse over the fairies 03A, and there where it says open with, I am going to open it with my Photoshop Elements. You then find it opens up in the Adobe Photoshop. You might have some bit come up first that says, do you want to do this, that and the other. I can't remember what it said, but it's some sort of technical stuff, and I just said, yeah, fine. And then I opened it up. Now what this means is that I've got now a text editable, or anything editable, document. So what I was able to do was, using the Adobe, over here you've got the text tool, T. So I was able to do that, press that, and then type in, or in this case I actually copied and pasted in, the sentiment. When I printed it, I didn't want it to be edge to edge. I wanted it to have a border because I wanted it to be slightly smaller than the inside of the card. So what you need to do is, when you go into the print here, once you've done all your changes that you need to do, the first thing you need to check is that it is in landscape rather than portrait, because look, that's what it tends to do automatically. So just change that over, and then go across. I've put their center image. Click on that because we're going to make a border. Then I'm going to go over to here where it says border. I'm going to click the border. So I'm just going to tick that box. There we go. And then I want it in inches because I know that size, so I'm going to click it to inches rather than millimeters. And in this case I put a 2-inch border. And then if you go over here while that's just sorting itself out, can you see how it's created that border for me? Now I deliberately chose white because it won't print that out on the white paper, so it's literally just not going to waste ink or anything, so it's just going to leave a blank border. But if you wanted to do borders and you wanted colours, you can actually change the colour as well, because you've got that option here to change the colour of the border to something else. So once I'd done that, I then printed out 7 copies of this one, because as I said, I'd already made one card completely other than the inside. But as you can see, I've got all these sheets printed out, which I have trimmed down. Excuse the noise in the background, I'll explain why I'm cutting on my Cricut in a minute. So I've trimmed the topper sheet down, and those are my background papers, and then I've got my sentiment sort of insert sheet printed out. So that's all my sheets. So those are all there. At the moment, I'll explain what these are in a minute, is I didn't have the flowers big enough, because as I said, I'd already done one lot, and for some reason I can't find the flowers that I used before, so I'm cutting them out on my Cricut using Picturesque. And I cut out this one on the blackout feature, which is on page 53, and I cut that out at 3¼ inches, and I managed to get, I think, 8 on the 12 by 12. Then I'm cutting out this one again on the blackout feature, excuse me, 2 3/4 inches. So still got plenty there. What I've got here is the card bases. Now these are from Hunky Dory, they're the silk art cards, but what I've done is I've turned them inside out, so the colour is on the inside, because we're going to cover the front completely, they're not going to see that. So I think it's really nice that when they open the card that it's got this really attractive sort of vibrant colour. We've got 7 cards here, so we've got that bright pink. The one I've already done is a lilac colour, and I'm deliberately teasing you and not showing you the finished one. I wanted to do them all different colours, so I was trying to pick sort of ones that sort of toned in. So we've got the silver, a different, slightly different lilac colour, oh, a lovely beautiful rich plum, isn't that gorgeously rich colour? And then you've got a pink, which is, if you look, it is actually different to the other one. It's quite different in colour. So we've got those 6 there. The first thing I think I will do is put the inserts in, because we can just get that job popped out the way. Our message, sentiment, and we're just going to put that in the centre there, like so. So what we've got is, you know, you can still see the colour of the card. And then I'm just going to use just a regular glue runner, because it's quite light paper, so, and it's nice and easy to use these. In the centre, like so. Okay, so that's all of those done, and as you can see, it looks quite nice in the different colours. Quite effective. I think that one looks gorgeous in that dark deep colour there. Oh, and one, and then the one that we're going to be working on. So the next thing that I need to do is put my backing paper, if I can get my fingers to work, on the front here of this card. Now what I have to watch is that it is actually very slightly bigger. These aren't quite A4 cards, so what I don't want to do is stick it at the top like that, because then I'll have to cut off the bottom, which is the pattern. So I need to make sure that I stick it like so, and then I just cut off that top piece. Okay, so that's all 6 done. So the next thing we've got to do is put our top half on, which are these here. So we're going to pop those on, and so you can see it's really actually quite a simple card to build up. And what we do is we're just going to literally stick that down there, just using the glue gunner. Literally then stick that down. We are back again with all 6 completed. So now the next step is the fun bit. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to use my Sig 2-way glue pen, and I'm going to just do lots of highlighting. Okay. And you've got to be pretty quick, because my glue pen's dying, but that's not why it would be, because you don't want the glue to get too dry as you're going along. So we've got on my glitter tub, and then just pour it over the edge. Just watch my fingers. That's all the edge glittered, so that's pretty. Okay, so got my quickie glue pen, and now I'm going to start highlighting these areas. I'm sure it's working. Actually, I don't think I want this quickie glue pen. It's far too big areas that I want to do. So what I'm just doing is picking out, I'm sorry you're in the shadow, I'm trying to get you so you're not in the shadow. I'm picking out the white areas on here so that it's kind of highlighting that swirly bit in her hair. And then this white here. And around this bit down here. You don't need to be picky, and then just round the edges of these bubbles so we pick up that highlight again. Now I'm just going around all the way around the big bubbles, and then just highlighting some of these little ones. Okay, so then the next thing is to put the glitter on. Okay, so I think what we'll do this time is we'll sprinkle it. Let's see if we can catch it. And don't worry about how much you're putting on, because you're gonna, put most of it back in the tub anyway, so it's not a big problem, unless you drop it all on the floor like I did last time, virtually. But so just pop it all on so that it's really on that, and then I'm just gonna turn my card and tip gently. I've got this little makeup brush thing. You can see how sparkly that is, look. But there's glitter goes in places you don't want it to, so what I do is I use this little makeup brush and I just brush off the excess so that you don't look so heavy-handed with it. And then I'll just show you this. if you can see it, there we go, look. It's really pretty sparkly. And then the finishing touch is the flower. Put together the flowers. So the two that I did the cuts on were the pink background one and the purple next one up, because I just didn't have anything big enough. I just couldn't find the original ones, as I said. And then the other flowers I had in my stash, they weren't pre-cut ones, they were pre-cut ones rather, not ones I cut on my Cricut. So then I just put a whole selection together with different brads in, and then just glittered them up using the Zig two-way glue pen and just some crystal glitter. And I'm just going to pop that up there like so. So then there's the finished card. Let me just raise you up a little bit so you can see it. So there you go. Just with the flower, all I do is stick that down with silicone glue because it's quite weighty. So there you go. So nice simple card, just using some few sheets of printed out paper and toppers from a CD-ROM, beautiful silk art card, and some flowers cut out from Picturesque cartridge. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed sharing this with you. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'd love to hear your comments, and I'll see you all again soon.